Welcome to Trucker Reacts, back with another video. Werner, the big giant trucking company that everybody knows about. Everybody tries to stay clear. The people that invented or discovered or whatever the e-logs back. I remember seeing the signs on the back of Werner trails when I started driving back in '95. E-logs or whatever it was, electronic logbooks. I can't remember. Anyway, they are, or they have acquired Murfreesboro, Tennessee based First Fleet for a cool $245 million, I think. I'm going to go here and check out the story. Got a story from Freight Waves. We're going to check it out, read it, then we're going to go over to the Safer website and see about First Fleet and what their record and everything is. Warner acquires dedicated carrier First Fleet for $245 million. Werner Enterprises announced Wednesday, that is today, isn't it? Yes, that has acquired pure play dedicated carrier First Fleet for $245 million in cash and debt. The deal adds over $615 million in annual revenue and more than 2,400 tractors to Werner's fleet. Yeah, they were a big old thing. I remember seeing them all over the road all the time, making Werner the fifth largest dedicated provider in the U.S. Werner's existing dedicated fleet includes 4,865 units, which generated last 12 months revenue of 1.15 billion. That's dollars. Werner generates nearly 3 billion in consolidated annual revenue. Murfreesboro, Tennessee-based First Fleet also has a fleet of 11,000 trailers. Yeah, they got a lot of those and 37 facilities, giving it a strong presence in the eastern U.S. The carrier's customer list mostly includes grocery, baked goods, and packaging companies. It has served its top 10 customers for an average of 17 years. Yeah, they've been around a while. By uniting First Fleet's expertise in complementary new verticals with their resources, what? And nearly 5,000 dedicated trucks, we will improve our competitive position and accelerate profitable growth, said Derek Leathers, Werner's chairman and CEO. Together, we are better positioned to drive tech-enabled solutions and deliver lasting value for our customers, drivers, and shareholders. Now here's a little list here. What the acquisition price: $245 million, $282.8 million price tag includes $37.8 million in real estate. Wow. Potential 35 million earnout. First Fleet revenue run rate 615 million. Werner revenue run rate $3.68 billion. Earnings expectation immediately accretive. Other acquisitions by Werner: Reed TMS, Baylor Trucking, Ned's Logistics, ECM Transport Group. The deal comes amid declining profitability at Werner. The company's two main segments, truckload and logistics, continue to hover near break even on the operating line. However, dedicated has been the outperformer for Werner during the prolonged freight recession. As part of the deal, Werner will acquire First Fleet and its owned real estate. 12 properties valued at $37.8 million for approximately $282.8 million. Werner has identified $18 million in annual synergies, which will come from improved purchasing power, lower maintenance costs, and cross-sell and other revenue opportunities. The said First Fleet has a slightly lower operating margin profile than its legacy dedicated business, given First Fleet's higher trailer count requirements. The acquisition is expected to be immediately accretive to earnings per share by double digits and free cash flow. However, they expect the earnings Aggression is at a trough of the cycle. Werner reported an adjusted net loss of 3 cents per share in the third quarter, with 4 cents in total adjusted EPS over the last year. All this financial talk was giving me a headache. I don't understand all that. If anybody does, let me know. The deal was financed with cash on hand and 210 million in incremental debt, a draw on the existing revolving credit line, pushing pro forma debt leverage into the low 2 times range. I don't know what that means either. I just know the cash on hand and $210 million. Warner plans to keep the majority of First Fleet's management team, here we go, which will continue to operate at the Tennessee headquarters. Warner hasn't decided if it will rebrand the fleet or make other changes to operations. I will leave it alone that that First Fleet name still be out there. Our team has long admired Warner's leadership, and we strongly believe this transaction is an excellent opportunity to leverage best in class technology and deliver significant value to all of our stakeholders, said Paul Wilson, First Fleet co owner. I wonder how much he's getting out of this deal. Wolford Advisors acted as the exclusive M&A advisor to Werner, with Wells Fargo and TD Securities providing additional financial advisory support. Raymond James served as First Fleet's lead advisor. Britman Capital Advisors also advised First Fleet. Werner is being both strategic and opportunistic with a focus on its core, high margin dedicated offering, said Chris Wolford, manager partner of Wolford Advisors, in a statement by Freightwaves. I wonder how much these advisors are getting paid out of all this. That's another thing. The First Fleet acquisition brings together two highly complementary dedicated carriers and features all of the elements that make for a great transactional outcome for shareholders. EPS accretion, modest leverage, low hanging synergies that will drive future EPS growth, and an attractive acquisition multiple. See, well, that financial stuff. Shares of Werner were up 4.9% at 11:20 p.m. on Wednesday compared to the S&P 500, which was flat. So there you have it. Werner just acquired First Fleet out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I think they always had the white, not the white, the red Volvos. I always see them all over the place when I was trucking. So let's go back over here to the Safer website. Check out First Fleet. I think I'm ready to go right here. Let me see. Company snapshot, First Fleet, share. There we go. There it is. If you want to check them out, their DOT number is 313891. And carriers, this, I guess, this, I hadn't been updated yet. So they're still showing as they're active. Uh, their annual mileage, 213,370,000. That's 2024. Wow. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 2,520 power units. Drivers 2,769. So they got over 220 almost, 240, almost 250 more drivers than they do trucks. So apparently they do some sloop seating over there. Operational classification, authorization, authorized for hire. I can never say that word. Stupid. Interstate and cargo, general freight. Here's our inspection report in the United States. Let's see. Vehicle inspections 899, out of service 183, out of service 20.4%, which is below the national average of 22.26%. Driver inspections, 2,195. 12 out of service percent, 0.5%. That's a good number there. And national average is 6.67. At 9 hazmat inspections, no out of service, no out of service percent. So that's good there. And let's see, the crash, 4 crashes, fatal. This is the last 24 months. 50 injury, 116 tolls, a total of 170. So I think Werner is going to make out on this. This is pretty good company there, First Fleet. I hate to see them where they have to sell out. A powerhouse company like that that's been going. You see them all over the place. Seemed like they took care of their drivers and everything, and hate to see them get swallowed up or acquired or bought out by a major company like Werner. So that's supposed to be make Werner the fifth largest carrier in the United States. So I've been saying this for years. All these big carriers are going to start acquiring all the smaller ones, and pretty soon there's going to be 2 or 3 major carriers left. No small time operators anymore, no mom and pop companies anymore. It's all going to be mega conglomeration trucking companies like Schneider, Werner, JB Hunt, and maybe a few others might survive. I don't know. I'll probably not see it in my lifetime, but you youngsters, y'all got something to look forward to. So let me down in the comment section what y'all think about this situation. I appreciate everybody watching. Everybody have a good day and stay safe.